My days of reviewing Charlie Brown TV specials are over. It's truly the end of an era. They were among my favorite subjects to review, and now it's no more. What am I going to do now? What is left for me to fill those days with? Well, I guess I could always review every other animated TV special that existed! Let me tell you something. The 1980s were a cornucopia of cartoon specials airing almost every other week in prime time. Anytime you saw a title card like this, you eagerly awaited what was to come, whether it was deserved or not. This was how anyone took their own hand-drawn creation and tried to get it plastered on the small screen, whether it originated in comic strips or on greeting cards. I've already reviewed a few of these other specials that weren't about the Peanuts gang, but trust me, that's not even scratching the surface. Which is why I'm devoting 2023 to reviewing as many of them as possible. So, what are we gonna start with?
Who can brighten up your day? Who can smile and chase the blues away? Who can lend a helping hand? The Care Bears can. They care a lot about you.
Oh, good night, I'm in trouble. So yeah, the Care Bears. Maybe the biggest dose of saccharine sweetness that the 80s ever coughed up. And trust me, that's saying something. Some of my more well-known colleagues have reviewed other entities in this franchise, like the theatrical movies, or maybe the TV series, or even the comic books. But few have gone after the two animated TV specials that aired in the early 80s and pretty much started it all. So naturally, I guess it's up to me to do it. Starting with the first special, The Care Bears in the Land Without Feelings. Amazingly, this is the one I never actually saw in its full run as a kid. I did read the book it was based on, which I believe was titled Caring is What Counts. Let's just say there are a few differences between the book and the special. We start the cartoon with this boy whining while kicking around a soccer ball and saying he doesn't care anymore. And I'm just shocked they got away with showing a soccer ball in an American cartoon in 1983. The boy's cries are heard several thousand miles in the air by this old guy, known only as the Cloud Keeper. Though we don't hear that name until the second special, and he's either a religious allegory or something far creepier.
Bet you didn't think we could hear them all the way up here.
So, who had far creepier in the pool? We get the opening title sequence whose main job is to introduce the original 10 Care Bears. And now all I'm wondering is if the OG dolls for these characters can compete with the original Beanie Babies on the eBay market. Hey, these cartoons were made to shill toys, so you know that's all the original creators care about. No pun intended. So, the Care Bears all hear the grumbling going on down below, because I guess this land of Care-a-Lot rotates around the Earth, and they were lucky to be at the right spot at the right time. And everyone wants to go down there themselves, because there's this whole Care Bear of the Year award about to be handed out that each wants to win. Because nothing says compassion and caring about others like competing for a prize you can lord over your friends with. Anyway, the boy's name is Kevin, and the reason he's all mopey is because his parents are planning to move the family away and he'll never see his friends again like the girl Donna here. They do seem to gloss over all this in the dialogue, while it was much better described in the book, so that's 1 point for the print copy. At any rate, Kevin plans to run away because the solution to being told you're moving away to where your friends aren't is to run away to some place where your friends aren't. There is logic in what he says. So without even tying together a knapsack on a stick, he runs off to this dilapidated park with a creepy talking fountain that goads him into entering, where he's transported into freaking Mordor. How did the city not know about this? This land of doom and gloom is the home of the Snow Miser's offshoot cousin, Professor Coldheart. Because back in the 80s, even saccharine sweet characters meant to peacefully slam home lessons of love and friendship had to have an evil villain to battle.
Allow me to introduce myself. They call me Professor Coldheart. I'm cold and cruel and crafty. But wait, here comes the best part.
Oh yeah, they also had to have their own song. Where do you think stuff like Dr. Doofenshmirtz came from? Upon seeing Kevin enter his domain, naturally, Coldheart's first instinct is to ride out and make him his new guest. This is not incredibly creepy in any way, shape, or form. Meanwhile, Donna and the Care Bears manage to follow Kevin's trail somehow, and it draws them to enter the creepy land as well. And it turns out that Donna has actually heard of this place and the legend of a mean old man that transformed it into the land without feelings. Okay, forget the city. How did the Care Bears not know of this place? You would think that from their literal home in the sky, they would have had the perfect view to find it, and that they would especially be looking for a place like this if their mission is to help people who don't care. I guess we needed a vigilant bear to do a better job keeping an eye out for everything. So while the Care Bears use their own song to make the trees and rocks feel their feelings, Coldheart has Kevin in his castle, where he offers him something that, let's just say it isn't hot chocolate.
Feel anything?
No?
Good.
Hey, what's happening to me?
Quiet, slave.
So yeah, Coldheart has just been luring kids into his castle where he turns them into these mute, cold, uncaring living cucumbers to be his slaves. Now consider this. This is at worst only the 21st most disturbing image to come out of an 80s cartoon. I think there's a reason this got left out of the book. Much of the third act is like something out of D&D for play schoolers, as the Care Bears start using their powers to navigate their way to Coldheart Castle, and Coldheart being the cruel dungeon master that has just the thing to thwart each of them. Until Wish Bear finally just wishes that they were all in the castle. Okay, for what it's worth, there was this whole plot point that the others rarely listened to Wish Bear or something, so that kinda answers the whole why didn't they try that in the first place question. And thus we get to the most infamous aspect of the Care Bears. The Care Bear Stare. The mind-controlling rays of doom they shoot out of their stomachs that brainwash people into feeling better. At least in this special, it's used for somewhat of a more noble task, as the Care Bear Stare just up and turns Kevin and all the other kids back to normal. Because every feel-good hero in these cartoons had a Deus Ex Machina secret weapon.
Kevin, I'm so glad it's you again. Me too.
You win, little fuzzies. For now.
There's sure to be one more special, so surely we'll meet again! But Coldheart didn't get his brakes checked, and this allows all the trees and rocks to enact their revenge on him. Because once you start to care again, of course you're free to enact violence! So the land without feelings is restored to life with Coldheart gone, Kevin works things out with his parents, and the Care Bears return home to decide they will all share the Care Bear of the Year award. Which is probably the least surprising thing to happen in this whole show. This thing was just bizarre. It's almost like a template for so many cartoons that would follow it, that featured cutesy characters that tried to make you feel good about yourself, and then thought they had to balance the thing out with really, really disturbing images and villains. It's almost like they needed one writer to come up with the heroes and another complete opposite to come up with the villains. And then the animators were forced to put both things together in a way that probably caused them to endure severe trauma. And yes, this is one of 2 specials where kids had to endure this type of imagery. See you next time. You all have been warned.
Who can keep you warm at night? Who can cuddle up and hold you tight? Who can paint a wonderland? The Care Bears can. They care a lot about you.
I'm Tenderheart. I'm Funshine. I spread a little sunshine.
I'm Grumpy Bear for when you feel blue.
I'm Lorelei.
I'll cheer you up and show I care. At bedtime, I'll dream along with you. I'm Wish Bear.
I'll bring it up.
I'll be your friend when you get stuck.
Care